So we've been talking about this super important hormone called cortisol, and it is released when our body is under stress. Now, our bodies really have been perfectly engineered, and there's no design flaw here that we produce this hormone cortisol. So it's good when we release it in terms of stress, but what's going on is that we are under a tremendous amount of stress, chronic, day in and day out, week in, year out, and this hormone is just getting overproduced and becoming imbalanced and causing other imbalances of hormones in the body. So today I'm going to be talking about when we're stressed in a good way, cortisol is released to increase neural excitability. And so that's going to really give us, it's going to create like a heightened sense of perception and our perceptual abilities. So back to that example of when we're jumping away from that speeding car that doesn't see us in the crosswalk. And so in that moment, we think quickly on our toes. Maybe that day you have your child with you. So you quickly lift up your child and take yourselves to safety. And maybe that even happens like in slow motion, but whatever it is, in that moment, we have a really heightened perceptual capability, and that's because of this hormone cortisol. So in the long term, under chronic amounts of stress, right, this hormone increases neural excitability. And what that does in the long term, it creates anxiety, and it creates irritability, and it can create poor mood. So some of you may be experiencing some of those symptoms right now, and that could be due to a chronic release of cortisol. And that's not going to just go away overnight. We have to address other factors that this hormone affects, and that can be done from other lab tests and functional lab tests, and we can dig deeper to find out this imbalance of this hormone cortisol. So these mechanisms are great and wonderful for when we have life-threatening situations, but it really starts to backfire because we are under continued amounts of stress, and our bodies basically just weren't designed for that. So when we are jumping away from a car that's speeding at us, we have the same stress response as when we're stuck in traffic for hours and hours. So again, this hormone cortisol, super important in the short term if we are jumping away from that car and we have that heightened neural capability, but in the long term, it's putting us in a crappy, irritable mood. So another reason why we need to really work on that managing our stress and our stress response. And tomorrow I have number 5 for you. Okay, take care.